This is Why Am I a Mets Fan? A podcast hosted by Samantha Croston and Ashley Wenskowski.
I guess let's go backwards and tell me a little bit about what you loved most about your career when you were playing.
I think just having fun.
Yeah.
Baseball's great. You know, I grew up as a kid in LA and I wanted to play.
Did you play from the time you were little?
I played when I started when I was about 14. I started late.
Okay.
So I was always into it, watching television.
Did you have that dream of becoming a Major League Baseball player? Was that your vision?
Oh, no doubt about it. You know, when I watched baseball and watched the Dodgers and the Cincinnati Reds and I saw Pete Rose play, and that's really became my inspiration was Pete Rose, Charlie Hustle, the way he played the game. So that's what inspired me to really want to get involved and connected to baseball and knowing that I could do it. And I started believing early. And I think kids have to believe early in what they want to do and don't have anyone else tell them that they can't do it. You can do it if you believe it.
Looking back on your career, what would you say in that time period was your greatest success? What sticks with you?
Winning. Not the individual numbers, but just winning, being on winning teams. Because you play sports, and sports is really all about winning. A lot of guys will play and they'll have great success, but never get in that winning circle. And when you get in that winning circle, everybody always remember you for that you were a big part of that. So that's what I look at as playing baseball. The Mets early days in the 80s, 86 was a great team, and us winning and us never giving up, never quitting, just having that desire, that was fun doing.
Yeah, and at some point your career did get derailed. When did that happen? What happened? How did that all begin?
Well, it's the lifestyle. You know, it's the lifestyle of fame and fortune for every athlete. Some are going to play and their career's going to get derailed, and some are going to play and after they're done playing, you know, their life changed. You know, some lose your family. It's just part of it. It's a whole lifestyle system that tells you there's no no's. They tell you, yes, you can do whatever you want to do. And I think what we failed to realize, and I tell people all the time this because I'm a preacher now, that you can pick your sins, but you can't pick your consequences. And consequences of life is a real reality, and everybody's going to have them. It's just those that don't give up and quit. And I think that's what it was for me. You know, after going off track and going through so many different things, I kept getting up. I didn't quit. I didn't let, you know, my shortcomings have the victory over me.
Did you have a rock bottom moment?
I think a lot of them were rock bottom moments. You know, it's just a matter of when you're going to look up and when are you going to say to yourself, I wasn't raised like this. My mother raised me right, no matter what. I didn't have a father in my life, but she raised me right. And that came back to me. I'm glad that I had that foundation, that I was able to be strong enough to get up and go run the race for real.
Yeah, and you talked a little bit about your dad and his alcoholism and how your mom pulled you out of that. Do you credit your mom with a lot of what you have inside you today? And your strength?
I do credit her for all the strength that I do have. She was a wonderful mother. She raised 5 kids by herself. I saw the struggle. I saw how hard it was. But you know what? She never complained. So that's what inspired me to be able to know that I can get up, because I watched her. I watched her do it for 5 kids. So why can't I do it? Yeah. You know, being a man, you know, and the man that she prayed for, and it came to pass, and I'm that today. You know, I get the opportunity to love on other people, just what my mother gave back to me.
What made you find your faith? How did that happen?
I just finally surrendered. My wife, Tracy, she's the reason why I am what I am today. God used her to help guide me back into church, and I sat for 7 years to go through discipleship, and you know, got molded into what, you know, the Lord wanted me to be. And here I am. You know, I'm just a different person. I mean, I've taken off the uniform. I think athletes have a tendency of always living with the uniform on. I no longer live with the uniform on. You don't hear me talk a lot about the baseball success, you know, when I'm out, you know, speaking, gathering people, because that's not important. What's important is who I am today and what you're doing to encourage somebody else.
So someone who might be going through a similar struggle that you went through, maybe they're at their rock bottom now. What do you say to them to help them pull them out of that? I
would tell them, encourage them to let people help you. People are there for a reason, and that's what happened in my life, was allowing people to help me. I had so many people that were in my corner even when I was going through difficult times. And a lot of people don't have a lot of people. That's why a place like the Salvation Army is a helping hand of people who love people, because they have real set principles and they know how to help people and move people back forward.
Yeah, and if people feel like there is no one who cares or will listen or will help pull them out of that, they feel alone. You talked a little bit about that. If people feel that depth of despair, what do you say to them about how they can just begin to put that foot in front of the next?
Well, just take one step at a time. And like I said, allow programs like this to help you. And that's why I said, a nation of people, we need to stop pointing fingers at people's situations, and we need to speak life. Because life can be rescued, redeemed, and restored if we speak life over people instead of saying they're losers, because nobody's a loser. God doesn't make mistakes. People make mistakes.
But it's your faith that you think really helped save you?
Oh, no doubt about it. It is my faith that has pushed me forward and allowed me to be the true man that I was created to be, not the athlete, but the true man. They're the only ones who can do it. We can talk about it, we can dream about it, the fans and the media, but it's truly up to the players, to go out on the field and get it done. Block the noise out. Playoff baseball is serious. You only have a short window. You can't make mental mistakes. You can't afford to give games away because you might end up losing the series. So hopefully they won't have to learn like we did in 1988 when we lost the series to the Dodgers. So I hope they can continue to go, and the Mets and the Yankees. New York is special. It's a special place to play. It takes a special player to go out there and play, and each team has that. Hopefully they can bring it home.
Yeah, Darryl, this has been, the last week's been one of the most memorable weeks in Mets history, with Lindor in Atlanta, Alonso in Milwaukee. Just what has it been like kind of watching this team have comeback after comeback and have these classic games?
Well, I think it's an understatement about how good they are, and they're good enough to do it. And it's just about doing it. I think you can't live on the edge all the time and expect a miracle to happen. Sometime you're going to get that miracle to happen, and I know about that playing in '86. But you got to take advantage of that, and they are in the driver's seat, with a 1-1 tie right now and back home. So it's really going to be up to them to play good baseball. And if they do that and they stay out of trouble, they got a chance to win. And I think, the history of the Mets organization has been, can we win? I think players have to believe that and have to know that. And I think they're at that place now, they're getting there, and it's good to see. The organization's got a lot of good young players, and the Yankees organization's got a lot of good players too. So they got a chance. They got a chance to win. They got a chance to ignite the city of New York City, and there's nothing like it when you win there.
Do they remind you of the '86 team at all, just with the grit and the comebacks that they've shown?
They remind me a little bit of us, the toughness and knowing how to come back, knowing how to fight through adversities. I think as they continue to grow after this season, hopefully they can come back and, if it doesn't work out, if it do work out, I'm hoping it does. But if it doesn't, you learn from it, and you learn who you are as a team, and you learn who you are as a player and how to play under the pressures in New York. And I think that's important for them. And just don't get off to a rough start. Don't always look at it for a wild card. Look at it from a different perspective. We want to be division winners, and we want to control our own destiny.